Hey everyone, welcome back. In today's video, I picked some of my favorite questions, comments, and thoughts that you guys have had about the Elantra N so far, and I'm gonna go over them with you. Let's get right into it. All right, let's jump into some of your questions and comments. First one I have here is from Tyler. He says, what's the required factory specific fuel? I'll display what it says in the owner's manual on your screen, but basically it says 91 or higher. 87 can be used, but 91 is highly recommended. There's no reason not to, in my opinion. If you're gonna have a performance vehicle, take care of it and give it what it needs. All right, next we got from Ryan. Ryan says, do you think they'll make the Elantra N an all-wheel drive? I was asked this on multiple videos, and I've seen it on other videos as well. It seems like all-wheel drive is definitely a big desire for some people. It just doesn't seem likely that we're gonna see an all-wheel drive Elantra or Veloster. Next one from AKA is, how do you do a cold start in N mode? I will show you. All right, so to start the car in N mode, you need to press the start button twice. Let it load up. Press your N button. You're in N mode. Start her up. And then next we're going to Long John AA, and he goes, what is the 0 to 60? The 0 to 60 time is gonna vary based on if you're driving the manual or the DCT. So I'd put the DCT probably somewhere between 4.9 to 5.1 seconds. And then the manual transmission, I would still say maybe 5.1 if you can get a good launch, somewhere 5.1 to 5.4 in my opinion. So this is one of my favorite questions. Bob's asking, where is the 0 to 60 timer? I can't find mine. I couldn't find it at first either, and then I found it, and then I forgot where it was, but let's just go, I'll show you where it's at. Click on the N mode right here. You're going to click lap timer, and then right at the top, you're gonna hit acceleration, and there you go. You could also change this up to 120 miles an hour, if you so wish. Or you can lower that even down to 0, you can lower it down to 20, but obviously 0 to 60 is the important one. And this will change to ready when you're stopped and the RPMs are at the correct level. Before we move on, I want to say thank you to you guys for supporting me so far. I'm very new to YouTube and I'm starting to get a little bit more comfortable in front of the camera, but I'm having a lot of fun. And if you guys want to continue to support me, hit the subscribe button. We're on the road to 1K. Like the video. Let's get this video to 500 likes. Next, we had Peter talking about the mud flaps and if it's going to decrease the gas efficiency, if there's going to be more wind drag, more wind noise. I would assume there might be a slight difference, but nothing that we really need to be concerned about. Next question from Lieutenant, asking if I have a catch can. I do not, unfortunately, but I am considering one in the future. If you guys have your preference or recommendation that you think I should get, go ahead and leave that in the comments below so that way I know which one I should look for. Next question is from Jay Hindem asking where I got the N logo mud flaps. Those are from a dealership in Canada. I will put the info in the description below, but you can order them for yourself. Just keep in mind to ship them to the US, you're looking around $275. Yeah. So this is a big one for me. From Class Act, I wanted to go over this one in a little bit more detail. He's asking about how Motor Week and everyone else that's testing this car right now, that's in Atlanta Motor Speedway, and right now they're giving it ratings of low 14-second quarter mile times. Why is it a 14? Well, we have proof on my channel from our friend David that ran it at the quarter mile down in Texas. He ran a 13.3, not twice, and then he ran a 13.4 on the other one. It's a big difference when you take your car to a drag strip and they have a prepped surface and you're just going to get grip off of the line. Where a lot of these testers are probably just testing it on a normal concrete straightaway with who knows a hill, you don't know. But there's a lot of variables to it. They're going to give you those numbers at whatever they test it because that's what they feel the accurate number is. But at the same time, I feel like a drag strip is more proper and accurate to see what this vehicle can actually run on a proper quarter mile. Next comments from Cindy talking about the rear armrest and a charging port for the rear passengers. I definitely agree that this would have been a nice addition to have. It's not a big deal to me because I often don't really have anybody in the back seat, but if you're gonna have passengers a lot or younger kids that are gonna need a charger for their phone or tablet, It does kind of stink that that's not in there. This comment from Dylan, I love this idea. Want to provide to you the sounds of the cabin. So what Dylan's talking about here is there are changes you can make to the audio on the interior of the vehicle as you're driving. You can make it sound like a performance vehicle. You can make it sound like the Hyundai TCR vehicle. And I want to go through those on an actual driving experience so that way you guys can hear them. I've driven this car once in the past week because the weather's been so terrible up here in Michigan, but I want to get some more drive time in it so that way I can give you guys more videos and information on things like that. Another one from Class Act asking, what are the 3 lights in the headlight housing? It does look like there are 3 bulbs. Low beam, high beam, but what's the 3rd one? Let's go look at it together. So that's the headlights, and that's the high beams. So it turns out you got headlight bulb, high beam, and a high beam. Next question from AJ asking, how do you change the radio stations on the steering wheel? I'd be glad to show you. So let's just go hop in the car and I'll show you how to do it real quick. To change a radio station on the steering wheel, it's a little tricky. You're gonna have this button right here, and you're gonna make sure that you're holding it down or up. And as you're holding it, it will change the radio station. If you're holding up, it actually goes down. And if you hold it down, it actually goes up. But you gotta kind of get used to the timing when you let go, and then it'll put you on the station you want to be on. Next comment from Maximum Drift is talking about how there's no 60-40 split rear seat. I agree that it sucks not to have. I don't use it as much. It's not as big of a deal to me, but it might be to you. Well, that's all I got for you guys today. I appreciate you watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time. Have a great day. It's not a one-piece display. Sorry, bud. Well, sport, why don't you come take a look at the car and we'll figure that out together. And just to be clear, I know this is one piece. It is 2 screens. I get it. However, some people just don't understand.